is the third week of Dana White's Contender Series, and here we are back with another one. We have a great middleweight matchup here between the returning Marco Tulio and Matthieu Duclos, I think is how you say it, Matthieu Duclos. Interesting fight here. And in fact, this is actually one of my more confident picks for this week. In fact, it's my only confident pick for this week. The rest are very close fights, but this is going to be a fun matchup regardless of how much I am confident in one side. These guys both will come to scrap. So it's going to be a good fight. Very entertaining fight from start to finish is my prediction. Now, when we look at these guys, now both of them, interesting. It's interesting how it shakes out, right? Because Duclos, he has some odd fights in recent memory. Like he got a TKO by apparently like hurting, like poking somebody in the eye or something. Like it was an odd, I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head. I've watched a ton of tape in the last few days, so it's just all smashed in there. That's why I take notes. But this guy, he gets like poked in the eye, and the ref's like, whoa, that's it, you're done, dude. And it was, it's like, it's a win, I guess. And he has another fight that was similar where it was kind of like a weird stoppage to, I don't know. So 6-2, but like two of those wins, you're like, like maybe he was going to win, but I don't feel good about those. So when I'm looking at him, it's, it's not what you like to see. But on the other side, Tulio, dude got a win on the Contender Series last season and still didn't get the contract. He actually looked pretty good in the win, pretty dominant win, I would say, mostly. And just wasn't what they were looking for. And sometimes they'll do that. Sometimes Dana White's just like, yeah, this guy did great, but nah, screw it. I think he sucks. And you're like, what are you talking about? Like, and then he'll go and give guys like Jose Medina a contract after getting destroyed for 3 rounds. So it doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense. But Tulio's back. They give him another shot. Here we go. He's fighting Matthieu Duclos. Let's start on the Duclos side. The dude is a good striker, but it's kind of like a weird style with a lot of kicks and a lot of movement, right? He's just going to kind of circle, throw a ton of volume, and a lot of it's going to be kicks. He will throw some punches out there and stuff, but a lot of those, like his kick arsenal is his best weapon, right? Very versatile with the kicks. He can do all different styles of kicks. He can kick to all levels, but the leg kick primarily is what he likes to use with the most volume, which he does have pretty good volume of kicks. So there's that. He's also really durable. Like we've seen this guy eat some shots. So you're like, man, this guy's tough as nails, and he'll like get knocked down and then just get right back up and just go right back into circling around and throwing kicks. So he does a good job with all of that. I do think the durability is something that's going to get tested here. He has decent grappling as well, and it kind of just it's a little underrated because you don't see it often in his fights. He doesn't really go for that, but he does have some decent trips. When he does get on top, the volume of ground and pound is very good. He's not landing big, heavy shots, but he lands shots that are, active. He's landing a lot of them. He has decent top control as well, and I think a lot of that's just because he's throwing a ton of ground and pound, and guys are having a hard time just standing right back up because they're eating shots. When we look at the other side, Marco Tulio, I think he, in the striking, is probably going to get maybe out-volumed a little, but it's close because both guys do have good volume. But he does have a power edge, and he's definitely a little bit more dynamic in all of the different, all of his usage of striking. He'll mix things together a little bit better, the punches and kicks, knees and elbows, all that good stuff. He's also an extremely good kicker, and the leg kicks are probably his best weapon as well. So this could be a leg kick battle, which would be, that'd be interesting, right? Just both guys just slamming leg kicks one after the other. That'd be fun to see who goes down first. But for Tulio, good striking as well. But the grappling, I think, is where he's going to excel here because he is the far better grappler. Decent takedowns, but once he gets it there, the guy's got it. He's got good ground and pound. He will get good submissions as well, but he kind of just floats on top. Like he's not super heavy, but because of that, he's able, whenever somebody tries to move underneath him, he's able to shift to the next position and use that to maintain his top control. And it's very, very impressive the way he does that. If he does end up on the bottom, he can sweep extremely well. And how I see this fight going is Marco Tulio is going to play on the feet for a little bit, but at some point he's going to get the takedown. And when he does, I think he's going to ground and pound enough that Duclos is going to give up a submission. I think we're going to get a submission from Marco Tulio for the win. So we're taking Tulio, and hopefully he gets a contract after he wins via submission because that's what I'm predicting. And if that's the case, then you heard it here. So that is what it is. But drop your prediction in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like the video while you're down there. It helps channel a ton. And if you haven't already seen all of the other videos for week number 3 of Dana White's Contender Series, there is a playlist. It should have popped up on the screen already. If it hasn't, it will momentarily. And I will see you guys in the other videos in that playlist. Thanks for tuning in.